Oh, hey, sorry. I was just doom scrolling Facebook on my phone here. I'm Father Michael, and you're watching Essentials. Today we're going to be talking about the vice of gluttony, like, for example, overindulging in social media, and its corresponding virtue of temperance. Let's talk about gluttony first. I mentioned at the beginning here, I was doom scrolling on social media. Gluttony oftentimes is thought about only in the context of food. And while that is its original definition of taking in too much food to the point that food becomes unhealthful for us, the Romans, for example, having vomitoriums, eating and eating and eating until they had to throw up so they could eat some more, where to the point that the food wasn't even helping them. Gluttony today, especially with the amount of entertainment that we have, can go beyond the scope of food into these realms of entertainment where, yes, I can absolutely glut myself on food. I can absolutely drink too much and become drunk, but I can also binge on social media. I can binge on Netflix. I can binge on YouTube. Personally, that's a big problem for me. Gave it up for Lent, binging YouTube. In order for us to get away from this binging attitude, this gluttony of taking good things and using them to the point that they no longer are good for us, we practice the virtue of temperance. Temperance is the ability to regulate the good things that we take in a way that they remain good for us. You absolutely can have too much of a good thing, and that becomes gluttony. Temperance moderates that. Because our passions in the fall, they've just started to run amok. And our wills, because of the fall, have been weakened and can't control those passions. We crave good things, which is a good thing to do, but we crave them in excess, and our wills just can't rein the passions back in, so we end up taking more than we want. This virtue of temperance helps our will to control our passions so that the good that we take in remains enjoyable. Nobody wants to ruin a good thing by having too much of it. Chocolate, for example. Eat too much of it, you get sick. Let's talk about a modern day example of this that because we are so intemperate, it's become almost a taboo thing. We'll talk about alcohol. Alcohol is a wonderful thing. God says wine cheers men's hearts. St. Augustine says drink to hilarity. These are moderate and temperate adulations to enjoy something good. But we all know if you drink too much, that good thing becomes poisonous. It makes us drunk. We lose our facility of reason and our ability to will. We become like base animals, worshiping at the altar of the porcelain god. That's what gluttony does in any way that we look at it, whether we're talking about gluttony in a material substance like food or alcohol, or whether we're talking about indulging in entertainment through the eyes and in the mind of social media and Netflix and YouTube. We need to temper these good things in a way that our passions can't ruin them. We do that by practicing the spiritual discipline of fasting. Remember, we have these three pillars of the Christian spiritual life: prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. In this case, to grow in the virtue of temperance, we practice fasting. When we can say no to something that we really want, we can then strengthen ourselves to be able to not just say no, but to be able to say just this much. I'm going to have one cup of coffee. I'm going to watch one YouTube video. I'm going to look at 2 or 3 people's Facebook and then move on instead of the doom scrolling. By doing this, we free ourselves from the disordinate passions that ultimately will poison us with the good things God has given us, and we'll be able to use them in the way that God intended. By being able to enjoy the good things God gives us to enjoy, we prepare ourselves for heaven, a place only fit for true friends of God. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.